So the good news are that I'm the last one before lunch. And even the better news, I'm the one that will enable you to see how Zoe can interact with you and how Zoe can come to action. So a few months ago, we started to develop Zoe as part of our customer success journey. And what is Zoe? Zoe is an agile, lightweight solution for customer success platform. Zoe will enable you to do two things. The first one is Zoe will enable you to get access to your customer data, and not only to you, to the whole company. The second, and even more important, is that Zoe will enable you to drive actions around the company to drive your customer causes, to make sure that your customer success efforts will be successful. Now, Zoe expand the Totango customer success platform. We already have Customer Success Center, and Zoe expand that, and it's a new product. Both products have been built on top of Totango DNA CX. Totango DNA CX integrates customer data into one unified platform that enables you to build a data model with all the customer data in it. Now, what does it mean to enable access to anyone? Like, if everyone can see the customer data, how can we share it? What do we need to make sure that we are doing? And there are three things that we took in mind while we enabled Zoe to access everyone's data. The first one is we needed to make sure that the data will be smart. Any persona in the company, any role, any person that will interact with this data needs to understand exactly what's the meaning of the data. These are not people that are used to see all the numbers and all the data around the customer. So we needed to make sure we are sharing the data in a smart way, in a very simple way that will be easy to understand by any role in the company, and last and most importantly, in a secure manner. There are specific fields, there are specific information on a customer that you do not necessarily want to share with the whole company. We wanted to make sure that we can securely share customer data across the company. We wanted to make sure that we will still maintain the customer rules and the company rules when we are sharing data with multiple people in the company. So as I mentioned before, we wanted to make sure that Zoe is available everywhere in order to make sure that anyone can join and contribute to the customer success journey. So we started with a few things. Zoe is available through your Slack. Zoe is available across your email and your Totango customer platform. We wanted to ensure that you will continue working in your day-to-day tools while still leveraging all the value that Zoe can bring to life. Now, what are the things that we want to make sure that are available wherever we are working? The first thing, we want to make sure that Zoe is collaborative. Zoe will enable you to engage with the rest of the team to get their help in your customer success. The second thing is we want to be able to have a conversation. If I'm engaging with my partners, I want to speak with them. And most importantly, I want to speak with them when I'm taking customer context into account. I want to make sure that when I'm speaking in an account, when I'm sharing data on the account, everything will happen in the right context and all the data will be available there. So the first tool we chose to start with was Slack. And one of the things that Zoe enables you to do, and you will see that later on in action, is the fact that you can explore any company data through Slack. You will be able to drive for an impact in your customer base through Slack as well. Now, instead of me giving you all the details on Zoe and Slack interaction, I would like to invite Amir Shevet, who is the Director of Developer Relationship at Slack, to share with you a little bit on the joint work we both did.
Ravit. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi. My name is Amir Shevet, and I'm the Director of Developer Relations in Slack. Thank you, Ravit, for having me. And I want to share with you how this connects to our vision in Slack. If this works. Yeah. So our mission in Slack is to make people's work life simpler, more pleasant, and more productive. And we recognize that there's a lot of tools in our life that have the same promise, right? But all these tools come with a price. You need to do a lot of context switching between tools. You need to cut and paste and move from different tabs. So our mission in Slack is to consolidate all that and have Slack where work happens. Have Slack as the single command line or a center where you talk to not only your friends, but also the tools and services that you use for work. And as you can see, this is a great marketing slide that shows you how it should look, or a vision of it, but it's actually, let's go through a few workflows, and I can show you how it actually looks. So in this example, we partnered with Trello to run your tasks through Slack. As you can see, you can actually converse with the system and click on the buttons. So we can also see transparency, but also actionability, also the ability to take action inside Slack. Here we partner with Greenhouse to do HR processes. Think of all the processes that happen when you hire and onboard a person. Once this happens in Slack, Slack becomes the command center for that process as well. And finally, that's not finally. That's last workflow. So what I'd like to see next is Ravit showing our work, and I'm very happy for the work we've done. So thank you very much. Thank you.
So I think we talked enough. We explained what Zoe is, but it's time to meet Zoe. Are you all excited to see Zoe in action? Let's start. So the first thing I want to show you is how Zoe enables us to explore data, how Zoe enables each one in the company to access customer data. Let's switch to the demo and see how I can interact with Zoe and get customer data. So assume that I'm Jim. I'm a VP of sales. What's the most important thing for a salesperson at the end of the quarter? Someone? Quota, exactly. I want to make sure that I'm meeting my quota. Now, my company is paying me only once my accounts finish their onboarding stage, not before that. I need to make sure that any account that I sold the software to will actually complete its onboarding successfully in order to get paid at the end of the month. Now, one of the things I want to do is to get a better visibility to how my paycheck will be looked at the end of the month. So instead of chasing people and trying to understand what's going on, I can simply ask Zoe, show me the onboarding status for my accounts, and now I'll see what's going on. And I can see in this example that there are 9 accounts that didn't complete their onboarding, which is very bad for me, right? I won't be paid on those accounts. So right now I know that I need to go speak with the CSMs or interact with them via Zoe and actually get a better visibility to what's going on with the onboarding account. Now, for example, a marketing manager who is doing video testimonials with their customers, they want to make sure that they will have reference customer as part of it by the end of the week. Let's assume I want to finish it by Friday. Again, instead of chasing people, I can just ask Zoe who are the right reference account that I should be speaking with, and Zoe right away gives me the answers that there are 32 accounts that might be relevant as a reference customer. Now, not every account is an account that I'm interested at specifically for that video testimonial. So I'll go through the accounts and I'm going to look. The second account, Globs Technology, actually looks interesting. They have the right contract value. If I'll drill down later on to their information, I can get initial data on their usage of the software. So let's see some more details. Again, Zoe pops up automatically on the screen all the data in regards to Globs Technology. So now I know their health is good, what is their contract value, for how long they are working with me, and all of that only by clicking a button and asking Zoe all those questions. So now let's switch back to the presentation. We saw how we can get all the data via Zoe. We saw how we can access customer data via Zoe. But data without an action on top of it is not enough. We need to drive an action. We need to drive an impact in order to be able to get successful customers. So the next thing I want to show you is how I can make sure that my company will participate in the customer success and will help me drive impact. And in order to do that, I want to invite 2 people to the stage to help me with that. Robin, the customer success manager, and Amit, the product manager, to make sure we will be able to drive it. Alon, the engineer, is sitting far away in New York. Apparently, it's freezing, I guess, at this point. but he'll be able to help us remotely as well. So Robin, our customer success manager, just came back from let's switch to the demo, please. Robin, our customer success manager, just came back from Stark Technologies. And she mentioned they have a renewal that is coming at the end of the week. But they have two burning issues that they want to make sure will be addressed before the renewal will be happening. The first one is that one of their modules doesn't perform correctly, and they want to ensure that we will fix it. The second one is that they want to hear about our roadmap before they'll go ahead with the renewal process. So what we can do, we can actually leverage Zoe to share it with the company. Let's see it in action.
Great, thank you, Ravit. So as Ravit mentioned, Stark is one of my top strategic accounts. The renewal is coming up very quickly. We're seeing issues with one of the main modules that they're using, and I need to make sure that they see the product roadmap and time for renewal. Because my team is remote, I'm gonna have to use Zoe so that I can get some extra help at this. So I'm gonna go ahead and create that impact step.
So we just see, as we are talking, Robin creating an impact step in Totango with all the customer data available, and she's publishing it to a Slack channel to see who can help her, whether some of the engineer or the product team will volunteer to help her with that specific account. I can see very quickly right now that one of the engineers, Alon, already saw the impact step and signed up to help with that specific account. I can see through Zoe that he's looking on the data for that account. He's trying to figure out apparently which modules are important for that customer, and everything is exposed through Zoe. What are the modules that this customer is using? And lastly, he's signing up to help me with that impact step. So he's willing to help Robin to make Star Technology successful.
I can actually run a product discussion with them. I know that they are interested in our new hierarchy feature. So I will ask Zoe to sign me up.
So at this point, just to make sure that we all see that, Amit has signed up to help as well. So the two problems that Robin mentioned that she had at the beginning, one was the fact that she was missing a product problem, and the other one that she had a problem with engineering. Both got help. Both engineering and the product team helped and signed in to help Robin with her problem. Let's see what Robin is doing right now.
I'm going to go ahead and see if anyone signed up for my impact step and see if I can help get this resolved. And it looks like Alon and Amit have already signed up for it, and it looks like they may have completed it as well. I'm going to go ahead.
I had a great discussion with them on hierarchy, so I will mark my task as complete.
So note that while we were speaking, Amit completed his task. He was able to share the roadmap with Star Technology successfully. So he updates Zoe that he completed the task, and Robin can see all of that. Later on, Alon, the developer, finished what he was doing as well, and he completed his task as well. Seems like both problems that we had with Stark account were solved. Let's see how Robin will wrap it up.
Great, I've got the renewal. Everyone really helped me out. I'm going to go ahead and close my impact step, and I'm going to give them a thumbs up. And once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and share that in our general Slack, so now everyone on the team knows what happened, and management knows that we had a good renewal.
So Robin managed to have Stark account renewal successfully. She got help both from the product team and the engineering team, and she posted that in the Slack channel. So now everybody knows that both Amit and Alon helped Robin achieve a successful renewal in the company. Robin can share it with the rest of the company and ensure that everybody are familiar with what happened. Let's switch back to the presentation. Thank you, Robin and Amit, for helping us with that. Thank you. So we just saw an example of one impact step affecting a specific account. Robin got the help of her team members to make sure that the renewal will be successful at the end of the month. But let's zoom out a little bit. There are many scenarios like that might be happening in the company almost every day. And everyone in the company, as I mentioned before, want to be part of it, want to be aware of what's going on, want to follow up on specific impacts, and more than that, want to join and help any CSM or any salesperson or any marketing person with whatever help he needed. So what you can see right now on the screen is the impact board. It enables any person in the company to log in and see all the data in regard to the impacts that are associated with a specific account or impacts that just happen in the company in general throughout the day. He can join an impact step, he can sign up for an impact step, he can follow an impact step, but the main important thing is the fact that he can see what's going on with the customer base and he can take active part in helping the customer success journey. So just to make sure we all understand what we saw over here and to go over the flow a little bit again, we saw Robin, the customer success manager or any other role in the company, publishing a need, publishing a request, asking the team help to help her do something. In this example, making a renewal successful. Then we saw the rest of the team discovering data on the customer, signing up to help, and then engaging with the customer. They all swarm around the customer cause and made sure they will help Robin. And at the end of the day, we had a successful impact. We made sure that the customer success renewal, that the customer success team and the renewal process will happen effectively. With that, I want to close up and invite you all to see Zoe in action in Totango booth outside, experiment with Zoe, and try to ask any question that you have on our customer base. Zoe, try to create impacts, run impacts, and experiment the whole flow, and getting to understand how you can encourage the whole company to be part of your customer success. Thank you.